Hey, this is Charles with IGN. I'm here with Nick Colin.
How you doing?
And we are showing off the Barbarian class here. We've been playing in the Diablo beta since it launched, well, the closed beta since we got access to it earlier this week, and trying out all the various classes. And this is the in-close melee class you see me playing around with here. And I went to this specific area just because there are zombies around, and with the Barbarian's bash ability, you actually see some of the cool death animations. Not that one. There. Well, first of all, the Barbarian can just knock people all over the place, which I think sets him a little bit apart from the other classes, because he's quite literally punching zombies all over the screen. But if you watch closely on some of these deaths, you will actually punch zombies directly out of their skin. As you see right there, there's just a skeleton left and the little blood smear on the ground. So that gives you a sense of what Blizzard's trying to do with the overall power of this class.
Yeah, I remember thinking the Barbarian class would be fairly boring. This is sort of your standard swinging, attacking class. But every single impact sends something flying.
Yeah.
And it's super satisfying to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it may not look like as much if you're just watching it, but when you're actually controlling these things and you get that direct relationship between the attack input and the fact that the zombie goes flying across the screen, it's really cool.
So right now you're using the bash ability, which is just sort of your basic level 1, single target, decent damage.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get away from this guy so I can actually show off what his skills are. So every character class in Diablo 3 has a different resource type. It's not just mana for each character, and you don't have potions that regenerate your resource type, so you're sort of reliant on the unique mechanics of each. So the Barbarian gets Fury, which you can see here, which is now diminishing, my Fury globe. So out of combat, he loses that resource. So I basically have to keep attacking things in order to use my abilities that cost Fury. So
It's a lot like Rage from World of Warcraft. So if you're, I think you might even generate Fury when you're attacked as a Barbarian. I'm not sure.
I didn't notice that yet, but I know in his skill list he has these are the active abilities. So in total you get as you level up, these just auto unlock. There's no skill points to put into any of these, and you get eventually 6 actives and 3 passives. I don't have any passives unlocked right now.
What level are you right now?
My guy is
7.
7.
So you've got a few abilities already.
I've got some leveling to do here. But so he has Fury generators, and these are attacks that at least cleave and bash can be used repeatedly in quick succession to generate the Fury that you can then use to initiate the Fury Spenders, which are like this Hammer of the Ancients is just a big attack with a huge, actually, critical chance increase. Battle Rage is just a buff. Weapon Throw is pretty cool. It does what you would expect it to do.
Do you throw your weapon by any chance?
Well, actually you do. Wow.
What?
That's amazing. I can't believe you just guessed that. And then Ignore Pain down here reduces damage. Threatening Shout reduces damage done by enemies that are in range. So I am going to stick with Bash, and then another attack here, which is Leap Attack. Leap Attack is also a Fury generator, so it's a good thing to open a battle with, so I'm just going to do it on that guy. There, he's dead. But you'll notice Leap Attack has a cooldown period, so you can't spam it like I can Bash. Like if I go in here, I can just, this is me using Bash, and that one blew the zombie up. And in large groups, it's good to switch over to Cleave. You'll also notice I can switch out skills whenever I want. There's no limitation on this, so you're not locked into a particular skill build in Diablo 3, which I think is really cool. Definitely a lot more freedom to the system.
Bash and Cleave, they both are capable of basically replacing your auto attack, right? That's sort of their purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any point in doing anything other than these attacks.
Yeah, and they generate your Fury, they deal better damage than your attack, and they look cooler.
And eventually I will, well, right now I can just do that, and that was a Fury Spender. That was Hammer of the Ancients, which I can use as long as I have enough Fury for it, and the cooldown is off. Oops, and I totally missed on that one. That is my fault. So in terms of other, let me switch in a different Fury Spender here. I can put in Weapon Throw. The buffs aren't very exciting to look at, so I'm not really gonna go on that. Oh, here we go. There's a huge group of zombies. So I'm just gonna build up some Fury here by slicing a bunch of these guys into pieces, and then run back. And I don't have enough Fury yet. Okay, now I do. You couldn't really see it. I apologize for the fail on my part. I'm going to have to make that a little more obvious. All right, here. Oh, God. Zombie habs. There we go. So I just threw my weapon at him.
So it's good for if there are any escaping enemies, and I don't know why zombies would run away, but if there are, you can chase them down with that.
Yeah, that's very true. And all the enemies have different behavior routines, and some of them do tend to run away with you, so run away from you. So if you wanted to chase them down, you could. Another thing, you'll notice there are health globes that drop from enemies, like these up here, which are important for the Barbarian because he has to be up close in combat all the time, basically. Oh, there, I cut that guy in half and he's still coming at me. So those will, hey, I leveled up. Those will increase my health, but otherwise I do actually get health potions. So if I were to go into this group of zombies and take some damage, which I'm going to do real quick.
So much damage.
Stop blocking. My shield is so good. That guy just died. All right, so there. I took a potion just to regenerate that small amount. There is also a cooldown on here, so you cannot potion spam like you were able... Holy man. Those tombstones just got completely obliterated. So you cannot potion spam. So that's basically a one-time use thing. Which it definitely changes up the gameplay a lot because you're not constantly trying to hit your potion buttons. I'm going to check out what I... Oops. There's my weapon throw. It can be specifically targeted to certain areas. I'm going to check out what I just unlocked, which was Ground Stomp, which is a Fury generator. So I'm going to put that in here. And now I don't actually have a spender, so I'm going to get rid of Leap Attack and put in Hammer of the Ancients just because I like Hammer of the Ancients.
It is pretty cool looking. It looks like Ragnarok's hammer from World of Warcraft.
That is a good observation. And I'm actually going to switch out Cleave because Bash is more fun. Even if it doesn't attack as many targets, it does cause them to explode. So if I go over here and use Ground Stomp, there we go. So it actually stuns targets around me. So that's great for running into battle and getting a few free hits in to generate some Fury before enemies can actually do any damage to me.
So even though you don't have it right now, because you just took it off, I feel like Leap Attack and Ground Stomp would be a really good initiation combo.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Let me do that. So I'm gonna get rid of...
Probably a good idea to keep Bash on there.
Yeah, I need Bash. So I'm gonna put Leap Attack on here. So I go essentially 2, 1, and then start hitting people in the face. Let's see if I can get these guys kind of rounded up here. All right, so there's my leap, Ground Stomp to stun, and then I guess it would make more sense if I cleave here because I could attack multiple targets at once. But I think that just gives an overview of like how you can actually combine these skills together to achieve different effects depending on how you want to play. Like I don't have to play like this; I can just switch anything else in if I want to, and I haven't unlocked a majority of the skills anyway.
And then, of course, each of these skills can be tweaked further through the runestone system. There's 5 runestones altogether, and each one has a different effect on each skill, making each skill basically 5 different skills depending on your runestone.
Yeah, and it seems like you can look at this if you go to the talent calculator page on Blizzard's site. They list, I believe they list what all the runestone effects are.
We also have a video of us messing around with the talent calculator just so you get some idea of how it works.
Yeah.
So you can check that out.
Yeah, that is on IGN.com, that video, on the Diablo 3 page on the site. But yeah, unfortunately they're not in the beta right now. I don't know if they'll be rolled in later or something like that, but they could have a really interesting effect on late game character builds and just how you play. And then of course there's all the equipment effects and everything like that. But hopefully that gives you an overview of what it's like to play as the Barbarian in Diablo 3. And for a lot more on the beta as we continue coverage, just head over to IGN.com.